MSNBC host Chuck Todd, he says Trump's recent nominations were fueled by revenge. Well, Todd Piro is with me this morning. What do you think? Trump out for revenge?
It's been 2 weeks, over 2 weeks. The mainstream media still doesn't understand why Trump won. As evidence of his hypothesis that this is all about Trump revenge, he cites two things, Stu. He cites Trump's picks of Hegseth, and he cites Trump's picks of Musk and Vivek to do the Doge stuff. Let's start with Hegseth. Hegseth literally wrote a book about how he needs to clean up, or how we need to clean up the Department of Defense. And yes, as part of that, he says we need to fire generals who are focused more on woke stuff than having our soldiers know how to kill people and defend our country. Crazy, call me crazy. That's what our military is there for. They need to learn how to kill. I know it sounds harsh, but they also need to learn how to defend our country. That's why Trump picks Hegseth and other people in that orbit. With regard to the Doge stuff, Todd says he's going to purge non-political federal workforce. You're darn right he is, because we have a lot of people that are in that federal workforce that do nothing and that are a waste of my and your money.
But they are political. They're not a non-political bureaucracy.
That's a great qualifier. Political. Because everybody in D.C., when you look at the numbers, 98% of the people voted for Kamala or some ridiculous number like that. To your point, they may be non-political in title, but in reality they are. But that's besides the point. They're unnecessary. We don't need that much waste in D.C.
How about this one? Nate Silver, the well-known pollster, he's concerned that Biden is not mentally fit enough to serve out the next 2 months. He wants Biden to resign and let Harris become the first female president. Now, that is a long shot and a half. But sometimes, Democrats will do anything to get a woman in as president.
This isn't the first time we've heard this theory.
No,
it's not the last. I would argue, if you think Joe Biden is going to be rough for the next 2 months, where were you the last 3.5 years?
True.
And I don't think I'm being unduly harsh. You've heard the Democrat Party come out and say that very thing. So if you're worried about what's going to happen to the country over the next 2 months, should have been worried the last 3.5. At the end of the day, let's be frank here. There's an institution in place to keep Joe Biden from worse. And they will be in charge the next 2 months until Donald Trump takes over in January.
I'd like to know who is really in charge.
We would all like to know.
We already know. It's Barack Obama.
We don't know that necessarily.
The puppeteer pulling the strings behind the scenes.
Is it Jill Biden, the First Lady?
No, she's out.
The Secretary of State, is he third in line for the presidency anyway? I mean, we don't know. But we can say that President Biden is not in good shape. And we're not entirely convinced that he is taking these major decisions like landmines for Ukraine, long-distance missiles going to Ukraine as well, and maybe also shoving through $500 billion worth of green spending.
I agree with that. That's why, to use a football analogy, we need to be in prevent defense for the next 2 months. But oftentimes prevent defense prevents you from winning. Hopefully it doesn't prevent us from worse.